Alright, hello everyone, and now welcome to a game. The game is going to be between Sock and WFZ, taking place here on Last Refuge. Let's go ahead and swap the colors. It is going to be Sock spawning as the blue human player over here on the top right-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, WFZ spawning as the red undead over here on the bottom left. Games have been pretty interesting so far. Going to go ahead and head up to 4 times speed. Get this game underway, as we'll see how this game really does unfold here. It is going to be an Archmage going up against a Death Knight, I presume. No big surprises there, as we are, well, getting close to that 2-minute mark. Alright, going to go ahead and slow things down right now. At the 2-minute mark, as you see, the Archmage will be popping on out. Right there, Archmage now with a bunch of militia being brought behind. Water Elemental most likely going to be the skill of choice. Meanwhile, Death Knight running out across the map, wanting to get some damage, and should be able to, well, go after that Footman right there. Footman down to 320 hit points. Meanwhile, Water Elemental gonna finish off the remainder of the Forest Troll Trappers as the Archmage gets a little bit more experience as well. Death Knight going after a 4-2-2 creep camp of his own. Should be able to finish off that Forest Troll High Priest. You do see double inner fire though, making those Forest Troll Trappers and that Forest Troll doing a little bit more damage. Alright, Archmage was trying to steal that last bit of experience, did not do so. Could go after the Skeletal Warriors right now, at least to get a little bit of experience, as the Footman is now down to, 30 hit points. Is that Footman going to get taken down? One more shot. Oh, Archmage tried to deny it, unable to do so. Perhaps he should have let the Death Knight get in one more final shot and then finish it off with a fireball of his own. Archmage, Skeletal Minion now back down onto the field. Footmen are wandering around as well. The Death Knight on the board with a good bit of experience, as the Rod of Necromancy skeletons are going to go ahead and, well, try and scout out the main base here. The Archmage is going to go, however, go after this 5-3-3 creep camp with the help of militia and attempt to set up an expansion. Skeletal minions could cause a little bit of problem. You can see them fighting back here. This poor peasant taking, well, far too much damage. Gonna try, is it gonna go ahead and back off? No, yes it is. Archmage does get to level 2 as the skeletal minions are trying to finish things off as well. Death Knight unable to get the little final shot off there. Claws of Attack +6. Archmage is gonna go ahead and easily pick those up, as the low hit point Footmen are going to go ahead and back off again. Down to 104 hit points. It gets taken out by a 1-2 Death Coil Crypt Fiend attack. Skeletal minions have pretty much been cleared out already. Expansion ready to be built. Low hit point Footmen off to the north, as the Archmage just going to hold steady and, well, try and hold this expansion location. You can see 6 peasants were brought over. There are still 5-6 peasants extra working in the lumber line, so 11 workers here, 17 peasants currently on the field, as more workers will be added up eventually. Now the Archmage could easily catch up to that Death Knight and put some pressure down. Not quite sure why he isn't. Perhaps he does not know where his opponent is, as more skeletal minions are constantly being brought over. Alright. Water Elemental gonna go ahead and try to go after this Forest Troll High Priest. Death Knight is off to the north though, does spot all of this, and is now ready to go after this creep camp. Death Knight at 149 hit points. Damage is starting to add back up. The Claws of Attack +6 is going to cause problems, as the Death Knight are now down to 47 hit points. It is going to try and run away. Crypt Fiend down to 168. Is it going to get taken out? Down to 133. The Archmage needs Boots of Speed in order to close in on that distance. The Death Knight very, very close, but instead, wow, Sock let a good opportunity just absolutely slip away, as the Death Knight was able to escape with low hit points alongside a Crypt Fiend. Back across here, Archmage, is it going to be able to get to level 3? I do believe so. Arcane Tower now being upgraded, as this first Scout Tower was taken out. Forest Troll will be finished off here in just a second, as the Death Knight, who has taken far too much damage right now, really needs those obsidian statues out on the field before the Death Knight can back out. This is exactly what human players should be looking to do early on. By putting pressure onto that Death Knight, it forces that Death Knight to stay inside its base much longer than it would like to. Archmage is going to go ahead, get some Water Elemental, getting some damage onto that Death Knight again, down to, 75 hit points. The Water Elemental could make its way over again as the Archmage is still wandering back and forth, trying to get some damage again. All right, the Death Knight hanging on to Blight, using that Ring of Protection to maximize its damage again as the Water Elemental down to 60 hit points. Skeletal minions will once again make its way inside the base here. Arcane Tower about 2/3 of the way done, as this Arcane Tower is now done. Sock is in a good spot right now. Level 3 Archmage, level 2 Water Elementals. You can see that the Footmen are going to be going after those units here. Water Elemental now getting a little bit of splash damage once more, as the Death Knight does show up to the party. All right, Death Knight is right here. Damage could be added up onto that Death Knight. Death Knight now down to 198 hit points. Has to be extremely careful. Low hit point Footman going to be backing off here, but the Archmage is able to constantly just throw fireball after fireball, but still also losing a bit of damage as well. He cannot chase far too much because, well, Water Elemental now back down as well. All right, Footman going after some of those skeletal minions. You can see the Death Knight is here as well. Frost Nova and playing on a razor's edge. WFZ doing a good job keeping this Death Knight, maybe even being a little bit baiting as the Crypt Fiend gets healed back up. Water Elemental getting some damage onto this Obsidian statue, down to 270 hit points, down to 240. Archmage wants to get more damage across as that Water Elemental, 31 to 39 damage. That Obsidian statue still dancing around every which way. Supply, Sock is at 42 compared to 40. Well, Footmen are going to get finished off here. And right now, the problem is the ever-increasing level of the undead units. All right, let's take a look at this. Low hit point Footman could get taken out here. 1, 2, 3. There it goes. Getting finished off once more. Another Footman taken out, as Sock with a significantly lower army now, considering the fact that he also has many more peasants. Skeletal minions doing a little bit of chase free damage right there as the Death Knight heads back home. Gonna go ahead and stay on that Blight, waiting for Destroyer form. More Obsidian statues get added. Water Elementals, Footmen trying to engage. Obsidian statues in the backfield here as the Acolytes are doing a bit of repairing. 3 Acolytes, or 3 Obsidian statues, 1 Acolyte. A lot of repairing. This one Obsidian statue just says, you know what? I can dance around every which way. I'm really not that scared, especially since I still have an Acolyte doing a bit of repairing. Archmage. Boots of Speed, Claws of Attack +6, and Gloves of Haste, as we are teching the tier 2 and now getting up that Mountain King. Mountain King is going to be important for this next upcoming fight. Is it going to be enough, as the Crypt Fiends are now being brought over to finish off, well, a Scout Tower before it can upgrade? Destroyers should be getting ready, or getting here in just a second. What happened to one of the Obsidian statues? Did it get taken down? I didn't think so. Nope. Destroyer in the air. So 1 Destroyer currently in the air, just still wandering around, could easily finish off some of these units as the Death Knight now shows up. Death Knight in a little bit. Are we going to see a Devour Magic? Yes, we are. There goes the Water Elemental. Frost Nova, Death Coil, as the Destroyer says, you know what? You look tasty, getting in some easy damage. Skeletal, the peasants are trying to repair guard towers. Well, Scout Tower trying to get repaired. Is it going to get repaired? It does not look like it. Gets taken down since it is unarmored, and those Crypt Fiends do deal a lot of damage right there. Crypt Fiends going after the Arcane Tower right now. Is that going to be enough? Split damage across multiple units. Lich could try and get a Frost Nova off, try to slow things down, or at least poke down some of those units. The Lich could be right there. Not quite sure what's going on, as the Destroyer is now trying to fly away from those flying machines. Crypt Fiend taking far too much damage right now. Lich is going to be able to get a Frost Nova off onto some of those units. Death Coil saves it again. Arcane Tower just within range of that Lich for a split second, as that Lich really wants level 3 Frost Nova. All right. 53 supply compared to 43. The army is extremely powerful. Dark Ranger now being added in here as well. Archmage shows up Archmage now down to 405 hit points as the destroyers are up in the air here. Maybe, perhaps, if you get a couple of key units getting lost in transit, this Obsidian statue down to 300 hit points, the Archmage must know about it, and he's getting some free damage onto this Obsidian statue right here. Absorb mana could work. Spellbreakers are now onto the field. This changes everything as the Dark Ranger not going to come across. Water Elemental now dropping back down. Stormbolt, well, Obsidian Statue is in serious trouble. Water Elemental trying to chase after that unit there. Obsidian Statue down to 36 hit points, goes into Destroyer form, and gets Death Coiled in time. Meanwhile, Acolyte is going to try and repair, not be able to do so, as the Death Knight, one final shot is going to finish off that. Yes, Spellbreaker goes down. Destroyers now going after those guard towers. However, too many repairs getting underway again as the Death Knight needs to back out of that fight. Destroyers, do they have enough mana to finish off a guard tower? Yes, one guard tower now down. Units are now backing up again. Are they going to be able to get perhaps a different guard tower? Death Knight now going after some of those peasants as the Death Coil does save Crypt Fiend right as, well, the flying machines are now ready to engage. Destroyers now trying to get away. Web does take down a couple of those units, and now it's 3 destroyers versus 3 flying machines. Even numbers is going to go ahead and definitely favor the destroyers since, well, each of those flying machines are only 1 supply. Militia now being brought back over. 54 supply compared to 45. Webbing down so many of those units as the Dark Ranger, well, with those black arrows, going to start getting a lot of skeletal minions out onto the field as well. Although those dark minions going to cause a lot of problems. There we go. Constantly, unit after unit getting taken out. Sock losing flying machines like it's going out of style. And with no guard tower here, this expansion is going to end up falling. Lich at level 3, Death Knight at level 3, Dark Ranger at level 2, Mountain King going to try and walk on in here. Units are going to make their way back over. Web now going down. The Destroyer is now trying to pull back here. Is there enough? Holy Light being brought over. Death Knight is coming across as the Crypt Fiend may get taken down. Yeah, Crypt Fiend now taken down there. Holy Light is going to be a big problem as the Crypt Fiends are going to get taken down. Mountain King, however, lost in that fight here as the flying machines have finished off all of the destroyers. Crypt Fiend after Crypt Fiend is now falling as well, meaning that the flying machines are there, going to go unchallenged, but they have nothing to attack. No ground attack at all as the Water Elemental looks to finish off some of these Obsidian statues. 42 supply compared to 43. Flying machine just looking around saying, you know what? What can I really hope to do at this point? As the Death Knight looks to get a little bit more experience again. Death Knight, yes, gets a little bit more experience, sitting at level 3. Lich at level 3. Dark Ranger at level 2. Death Knight unable to finish off that target there as the Obsidian statues are still healing the units back up. All right, Abomination now joining in on the fight. There is Frost Armor, and Frost Armor all of a sudden slowing down the units there as the Web now being brought over as well. Goblin Shredder joining in on the fight. Crypt Fiends are going to be the primary target as the Crypt Fiends are normal armored and take additional damage. However, you see the Death Knight now get to level 4, level 2 Unholy Aura as the Abomination pretty much being ignored. Paladin sitting at level 1. Is it going to end up being able to escape? Somehow Potion of Healing from the Arcane Vault saves it just in time as one Obsidian statue taken down. Paladin down to 14 hit points. Is it going to get taken down? Yes, it will. Dark Ranger perhaps with the final arrow in the back, or the Death Knight with the Rune Blade in the back. I'm not really sure. Arcane Vault going to end up falling right here. Blacksmith ready to go. We do see Flying Machine still off in the air. Going to be some easy times picking off some of these Flying Machines as the Flying Machine gives level 4 to the Lich. Water Elemental trying to make its way over. Not going to do a good job at all as the Lich and Death Knight sitting at level 4 each. Dark Ranger getting extremely close to level 3. All right. What's going to happen back down to the south here? Spellbreaker is currently ensnared. Knights ready to engage Ogre. Magi Mountain King wants to get to level 2. Does do exactly that. Potion of Invulnerability with a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability as the Archmage is at level 4. Ensnare bringing down those Flying Machines once again. 55 supply compared to 41. Undead with the larger army as the remainder of this base is going to end up falling. 58 supply compared to 41 right now. 17 supply difference. Units are now making their way back around. Archmage sitting at level 4 with a Staff of Sanctuary. ghouls now being added into the fight as well. Perhaps no, ghouls and crypt fiends being added. There is one blacksmith, level 2 masonry upgrades, as you're gonna see another unit getting taken down right there. Water elemental down to what, 476 hit points, will get taken down. Ghoul just gonna be left alone there to try and finish off that one building, as we are looking at the forest troll trappers getting finished off here. Dark Ranger already at level 3, as the abominations absorb a bit more damage and take an ensnare as well. Knight animal war training has been completed. No weapons upgrade or armor upgrades across the board, as the Spellbreaker is going to be removing that slow and switching targets again. Meanwhile, inside the main base, poor peasant trying to build an arcane vault will quickly get taken down. Flying machines are all here ready to go. Arcane vault now down here, as we're looking at the Death Knight now just wandering around inside the actual base. Dark Ranger taking a lot of damage, needs to back off. Crypt Fiends are all here ready to go, and they're just going to line up, get into position, and now finish off many of those peasants. All right, fighting inside a tightly crowded base, always extremely difficult, as the abomination in that front position absorbing a lot of damage. All right, units are going to try and land. Where are they going to land? Land right there. Webb is going to be able to finish off some of those flying machines. Flying machines are now hitting the ground. Water elemental could get taken down. Let's take a look. There's that Devour Magic. The destroyers are still trying to fight their way out of this. 59 supply compared to 46. Is home field advantage going to be enough? Crypt Fiends are getting taken down. Abominations are getting taken down. Everyone is losing a lot of units, as we see a Staff of Sanctuary saving a knight right there. Paladin is at level 2, could get to level 3. If it gets to level 3, it could Holy Light and save again, as we are looking at the Paladin, yes, does get to level 3. All right, Paladin is sitting at level 3 right now, is going to be able to Holy Light's Spellbreaker instead of the Knight, as we are looking at the Death Knight. Death Knight now down to 145 hit points. It is currently invulnerable. 45 supply compared to 22. Sock is not going to be able to hold on to this, as the Death Knight will just use a Scroll of Town Portal once his Potion of Invulnerability wears off, and that will be the game. Beautiful, beautiful game by WFZ, taking out Sock, making sure that that expansion was not able to pay for itself. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.